On April 24, 2022, in the quiet town of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, what began as a typical spring afternoon for 10-year-old Lily Peters quickly spiraled into one of the most disturbing tragedies the community had ever witnessed. Around 3 p.m., Lily left her home, as she often did on weekends, to visit her aunt's house just a short 3-minute bike ride away, since Lily lived with her father Alexander after her parents' divorce. Spending time at her aunt's place had become part of her weekend routine, so no one thought twice about her making the short trip on her own. But as daylight faded and Lily failed to return, her father grew anxious. It was unlike her to stay out late. Concerned, Alexander called his sister, assuming Lily was still at her house, but was stunned when she told him Lily had left over an hour ago. Alarm bells rang louder as he reached out to Lily's friends' parents, hoping she might have made an impromptu stop on her way back, but none had seen her. Panic set in. Alexander scoured the familiar path Lily would have taken between the two homes, retracing every step and desperately hoping to spot her. Fearing the worst, he called the police around 9 p.m. to report his daughter missing, though no Amber Alert was issued. Authorities responded quickly, organizing a search party. They combed the surrounding woods and trails near the neighborhood. Finally, a critical clue surfaced. Lily's bike was discovered, abandoned in a wooded area. But there was still no sign of the young girl herself. Police deployed drones, search dogs, and volunteers to scour the nearby hiking trails. Then, at 8:45 a.m. the next day, the devastating news arrived. A volunteer had found Lily's lifeless body, hidden under a pile of leaves mere feet from the trail. The police confirmed what everyone feared: her death was ruled a homicide. But with no clear suspect and no leads, the investigation hit a standstill. That is, until a Reddit comment changed everything. While the public speculated in the true crime subreddit, a user named HomeSlicination posted something chilling. In a since-deleted comment, their account had playing Pokemon Go near the trail that day. They claimed to have seen a girl in a pink or purple hoodie riding a bike accompanied by another child. "My stomach turns," they wrote, suggesting a grim suspicion the perpetrator might have been a kid. The community acted fast. Another user reported the comment to the police tip line, setting off a crucial breakthrough. Not long after, the police arrested 14-year-old Carson Petersberger, Lily's own cousin. During questioning, Carson confessed what he described was unimaginably horrifying. He had meticulously planned the attack for months. That evening, he lured Lily off the trail into the woods, punched her in the stomach, struck her repeatedly with a large stick, and ultimately strangled her to death. He returned home as if nothing happened. Later, upon hearing of the search, he panicked, returned to the scene, and attempted to hide her body under leaves. Thanks to a single Reddit comment, Carson was apprehended. Given the brutal and premeditated nature of his crime, prosecutors chose to try him as an adult. As of now, he remains in custody, with his trial set for 2026. In another shocking case that unfolded years earlier, Reddit once again became a key tool in unraveling a mystery, this time involving surveillance technology hidden in plain sight. On May 1st, 2013, a Reddit user named Shady Business 15 turned to the subreddit What is Phishing after experiencing a bizarre incident. Their extension cord had violently blown a fuse. Curious, they opened it up to inspect the damage and discovered something unsettling: to circuit boards, some connected wiring, and what looked like a SIM card. He cross-posted the pictures to the Reddit Bureau of Investigation, where users quickly identified the object as a spy device, more specifically, a room bug. The first circuit board was essentially a stripped-down cell phone using the SIM to transmit audio from a microphone. The second was a power module, allowing the device to operate directly off wall power. No batteries needed. There was a sophisticated bug, one that could be called remotely triggering it to auto-answer and broadcast live audio from inside the room. The user's situation raised even more eyebrows when they revealed they were a university student who had brought the power strip from home. They admitted they had a stalker in the past and shared a dorm room with others, making it plausible the device was planted without their knowledge. Redditors suggested inserting the SIM card into a spare phone, which only deepened the mystery. The SIM had an active balance of £10 and had been in use since at least October 2012. But no contact information or call logs were available. When the user called the SIM's number, they were met with an automated message: "The service is now closed. Contacting the carrier, O2." Yielded little help since accessing detailed records would require a police warrant, something the user didn't want to pursue. They even checked their parents' phones, suspecting a possible breach of trust, but found nothing. Ultimately, Reddit users landed on the most plausible theory. The bug wasn't meant for the student at all. It may have been used in a corporate espionage scheme long before, then accidentally made its way into their home through an old work item or a second-hand purchase. While the community successfully identified the device, the mystery of who planted it and why remains unsolved to this day. Fast forward to August 9, 2018, in Edenville, Washington. 66-year-old Susan Rainwater began her regular morning cycling route, a routine she had followed countless times. But that day, she didn't return. Alarmed, her husband David went out searching for her. What he found was heartbreaking. Near the side of the road lay Susan's twisted bicycle, and just a few feet away, her lifeless body. Susan had died from her injuries before David arrived. Authorities concluded it was a hit-and-run. She had been struck from behind by a speeding vehicle, but the driver had fled without stopping. No witnesses, no security footage, and just one potential clue: a small piece of broken black plastic from the car involved in the crash. It wasn't enough to identify the make or model. With no leads, investigators turned to social media for help. They posted the fragment to the What Is Fishing subreddit. Reddit responded swiftly. Users identified the piece as part of a car's headlight bezel, specifically one with a notch for headlight adjustment screws. However, with thousands of vehicle types, the search still seemed hopeless. Then, user Jeff Snitzer, state vehicle inspector from Maryland, made a game-changing comment. He recognized the piece immediately. It belonged to a 1988 Chevy Silverado. Armed with this new information, authorities tracked down the vehicle, and just 5 days later, arrested 37-year-old Jeremy Thomas Simon. At first, Simon claimed he thought he hit a deer. Later, he admitted he knew he hit a person but didn't stop because he didn't want to see a body. Investigators also found a bag of hard drugs in his vehicle, suggesting impairment. Simon was eventually sentenced to 4.5 years in prison, a relatively light punishment, but at least justice was served. And once again, Reddit had played a pivotal role in solving a case that might have otherwise gone cold. In October 2024, another Reddit post caught the internet's attention, this time from a user who suspected something strange about an electrical outlet in their apartment. The user had a history of being stalked and had already installed a camera detector for peace of mind. But when it picked up signals near one outlet, they inspected further and noticed something was off. Posting photos and context to Reddit, the user explained how the outlet looked different from others in the apartment complex. Within minutes, several users voiced concern. Just 40 minutes later, another user confirmed their worst fear by locating the exact product online: a hidden 4K Wi-Fi-enabled surveillance camera disguised as a power outlet. Given the ops past with the stalker, many believe the same person might have planted this device. Users urged the poster to leave the apartment and notify police immediately. Sadly, no follow-up ever came. The account was a throwaway, created for this post alone. After confirming the camera was real, the user disappeared without a trace, and Finally, there's the infamous case of the Delver of Secrets or Reddit mystery that captivated users for weeks in July of 2012. It started when a user posted an R.S. credit, saying a homeless-looking man handed them a $50 bill and a cryptic handwritten note while riding the subway in New York City. The note contained random characters, shapes, numbers, and a bizarre hand-drawn grid. Reddit quickly jumped into action. After decoding, they revealed a hidden message pointing to a meeting at a hot dog stand on July 19th, urging the receiver to ask for Mr. Input before anyone could act. The user received a second encrypted message, this time pointing to July 12th and a location on 6.5 Avenue. Enthusiasts speculated it might be a viral marketing stunt, possibly linked to the release of The Dark Knight Rises. One user even called a marketing agency located near the meetup point, and the receptionist's vague response only deepened the intrigue. But soon, speculation turned darker. Another Redditor traced the cryptic sender's user ID to a military base in Arizona, Fort Huachuca, known for intelligence training. Some believed it was a spy recruitment attempt. Others thought it might be linked to a spy-themed exhibit in NYC. A group of Redditors showed up at the designated spot, including Delver of Secrets, but nothing happened. Then, on July 13th, the post was wiped and replaced with a chilling message. Delver claimed to have received a threatening phone call. The caller knew personal details about the user and their family and demanded the post be deleted, or violence would follow. Delver apologized, announced they'd changed their number, and disappeared, never to post again. To this day, the true nature of the Delver of Secrets mystery remains unknown. These stories serve as eerie reminders of the strange digital world. We live in one where real crimes are solved through anonymous internet sleuthing, but some mysteries are never fully unraveled. Whether it's justice served or questions left lingering in the shadows, one thing is certain: never underestimate the power of a Reddit post.